What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to Let's Play Corpse Party Book of Shadows. In the last episode, we started off Chapter 7. We got introduced to some new characters, or rather, as some of you pointed out, they're characters we do know, and I probably just need a little bit of a refresher on them. Now, I believe we're looking around, and we just stepped outside the girls' room. I don't really know exactly where we're supposed to go, per se, but we'll just explore whatever we can. Got this music going on, rarity in Corpse Party. The boys' room is completely boarded up. It won't be possible to get inside. Alright, well, just for the sake of it, I was going to say we can at least try, but it doesn't seem like that'll be successful. Anything going on in this hallway? Doesn't seem so, at least immediately. Then we'll move on to this hallway. And maybe downstairs? I wonder how long this chapter is going to be. I don't really think it's going to be that long, given there are only two possible endings. It reminds me of, what was it, chapter 4? Naho's chapter? It was, like, super short. Admittedly, I felt like that one ended prematurely, though. So hopefully this one, you know, gives at least a good sense of closure, if it does end that early. We got quite a bit to explore, it seems. Are we supposed to end up in the infirmary? I feel like wouldn't be Corpse Party if it didn't end off with, you know, some big event going on in the infirmary. Let's let on down this way. I'm sure we're gonna run into a roadblock at some point, some hole in the floor or something like that. It's locked up tight. Looks like we'll have to try somewhere else. Okay. I still wish that on the map they would indicate whether or not a place was locked or just completely, like, won't open. Makes it easier if you remember, you know, once you do get a key, where you should be even considering going. Especially when there's, like, you know, so much to explore here. The word infirmary was written on the plate above the door. Somehow the room just felt like it would be deserted. I was oddly confident about that. Not sure why I felt that way, to be honest, but for good measure I shouted, "Is anybody in there?" We still hadn't found Mitsuki after all. I didn't hear her call back, though, so really, we had no business in this room whatsoever. Interesting. Wait, was that a key sticking out of the lock? Who would have locked the door, but left the key? What would be the point? Of course it's the infirmary. Whoa, what's up with that? The key's just sitting there. So tempting. Ah, what are you doing? Hey, there could be boogeyman in there or something, and then what do? I figure better lock him in and keep him out of our hair. Interesting. I thought he was gonna rush right in there and be like, yeah, I mean the key's in there, so like we might as well just be able to hop right in. And what exactly do you plan to do with that key? I'm gonna hang on to it, of course. He's already making himself into a villain of this group. Stop tossing it around, that's dangerous. Oh boy. Don't you worry, I always catch whatever I throw. Heck, I can go even higher. Worst kind of person. Honestly. Pain in the butt. Shimada was such a pain. I really couldn't stand the guy. Yeah, no kidding. He seems like a pain. I certainly wouldn't want to deal with him, that's for sure. He's still tossing it around? God, you're persistent. Look, you're very good at throwing and catching, okay? So just stop already. Great, great. The ceiling in this place sure is high. Let's see if I can touch it. Alley-oops. Huh? That could go. Whatever. I don't give a crap. What? And now the infirmary was cut off from us if we needed it. Great. Brilliant. That's... Seriously, dude? Like, seriously? I feel like we just did something wrong. I feel like we just committed to a wrong end. We locked whatever's in the infirmary in there. Great, great, great. Ah, it's an exit, an honest-to-goodness exit. We can finally get out of here. And locked. I rush over the door, hopeful yet afraid, knowing it might not open, but praying this horrid place would show us at least a little mercy. Gingerly, I raised my hand and pushed on it. And it swung open without even the slightest hesitation. It seemed almost too easy. Interesting. It's never opened like that before. Uh-oh. It was unnaturally dark outside, though, and the rain was coming down so hard that peeking my head out for just a moment left my uniform completely soaked. Shimada pushed past me, throwing the door open even wider than with his usual lack of regard for anyone and anything around him. My clothes went from soaked to drenched in a matter of seconds. If I were to actually walk out into it, I felt like I'd drown. What is this place? It's way too dark out here. We in a forest, maybe? I mean, it looks like it. I don't see Slender, luckily, but it's really coming down. Aren't you already more or less soaked? If we went out there in a rainstorm like this, we get soaked to the bone. I wouldn't mind seeing that look on you. Check for sexual harassment. Anyway, we know we can get outside safely now. Let's go back and get Katayama. Drool? Come on, Yuya. Despite our having found a way out, Yuya's demeanor hadn't changed a bit. He was standing back by the hall where he could watch it over us, while also keeping an eye out for anyone else who might happen by. The model of maturity. Shimada, on the other hand... Of course. You guys go back if you want, but I'm leaving. What? Not about to stick around in this place any longer than I have to. Screw the others, I'm out of here. Sounds like something he'd say. Can't be serious. Wow. Heck yeah, I'm serious. Those bakas are the ones who chose to stay behind. They're just gonna die one by one, and I say let them. Didn't think you were quite that callous, but far be it from me to stop you. I don't like the sound of this. Say, Kirisaki, you want to come with me? The tone in his voice said it all. He'd hit the ultimate low. After abandoning his friends to save his own hide, he was now basically propositioning me. I really don't want to see you die. You've been real precious to me for quite some time, you know. With an obviously rehearsed and truly sickening pickup line. He really was the slime ball to end all slime balls. Yeah, no kidding. I love it. Unbelievable. What the heck is wrong with you? Get your eyes off me, you baka. I couldn't believe he had the nerve to pull something like this. I felt like that may have been the first time I'd ever truly yelled at someone. I was absolutely livid. And he wasn't even done. No, he still had plenty of salt left to throw in the wound. Oh, shut the heck up, you ugly baka. Don't go getting the wrong idea. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I was just trying to be nice and give you a ticket out of this place. But if you don't want it, that's your loss. You need to die already. This guy's a lost cause, Yuya. Let's go already. Let's just go. My head was swimming. I was scared, I was angry, I was sad. Every negative emotion brought to the forefront, and every positive emotion pushed away. I didn't look back. I just turned away from Shimada, walked over to Yuya's side, and continued past him into the hallway. Yuya had been watching all this unfold from the other side of the room, and for a moment he just stood there, staring blankly at Shimada. Is he gonna kill him? Eh? The heck are you looking at? Get out of my sight, you spacey baka. Yep. Shimada then drew a large knife from his breast pocket. Its tip struggled to glisten in the dull light of the room, but it did ultimately succeed. He began waving it around like a baka, probably thinking it made him look more menacing. Check it out, just bought this baby yesterday. Not bad, eh? Bet I could put it to good use, in a lot of ways. Seriously, you're trying to threaten Kizami of all people you're trying to threaten? You are an amusing fellow. Kizami, I hope you just get him right now.
あいつ女10人くらいいるんだよ。信じられる？何が大事に思ってたよ。
Does that baka really have 10 girlfriends? How is that even possible? And yet I'm precious to him somehow. What a baka!
どんだけ女の子バカにしてんの？マジ許せない。
How low of an opinion must he have of women in general to pull crap like that? There's just no excuse. I was indignant. I was fuming. I just kept cursing and mumbling as I fast walked back to the 3rd floor to meet up with the others. And all the while, Yuya was keeping pace with me, saying nothing at all. Always the model of maturity, always even-tempered. He really was like a rock. Or maybe he found my mutterings annoying and was just keeping quiet so I'd do the same. I didn't like that possibility one bit, so I mentally slapped myself on the cheek, forced positivity in my voice, and tried to engage him in cheery banter. I don't know if this is going to turn out so well for you, Kirisaki.
ゆうやはその点誠実だよね。女の子を傷つけたこと一回もないでしょ。
You're a far better man than he is, Yuya. You've never said or done anything to hurt a lady, right?
超モテるのに悪い噂聞いたことないもん。ある意味すごいよ。
I mean, I know you've got a lot of women falling for you, but I've never once heard a single bad rumor about you from any of them. It's kind of amazing. I looked him square in the eyes as if asking him, isn't that right? And for a moment his eyes did meet mine, but then they went right back to the hall. What's going on? What's on his mind? Was he not used to receiving compliments from women? That seemed hard to believe. I'm not sure what you mean. What a cute, innocent response. I feel like we've so hit a wrong end. I feel like we're so just traveling down a wrong end right now. I must have come across as bipolar to him or something. One second I try to lighten the mood with small talk or compliments, and then I start to feel scared of this school again, or angry at Shimada, or sad for Katayama. My mind just couldn't make up its mind to what to feel. There's Mitsuki. Toko, Emi, isn't anyone there? Oh man, this music! Yes, I love this music! This has got to be one of, if not the best track from this game. Mitsuki, that was Mitsuki, wasn't it? It was coming from downstairs. Yo, let's go, let's find her. Mitsuki's voice echoed up from below, but our friends were waiting for us above. For a moment, I wasn't sure which direction to go, but only for a moment. The fact is, our friends were very, very close. So close that it would be foolish not to tell them what was going on before chasing after Mitsuki. Come on, we need to check in with Emi and the others, then follow that voice downstairs. Yuya just nodded and began running up the stairs, and I was right behind him. Oh, interesting. I thought we were going to have a branching point where we got the chance to choose between going upstairs or going downstairs immediately. Interesting. Sorry it took so long. We found an exit. Come on, we have to get moving. I was out of breath, staring down at the ground and talking to what I assumed would be 3 very attentive friends. But then I looked up. Uh-oh. They were all there, but there was no immediacy, no urgency on anyone's face. Emi and Okawa weren't even looking at me, nor at Yuya, but at Katayama. They were fixated on his face, and each bore a sad, hopeless, empty expression, and they certainly weren't about to get moving. There was a general heaviness in the air. Something was very wrong. I gently reached out my hand and touched Emi's shoulder. What's going on? Katayama's getting weaker. He's not going to make it. Ryosuke, why won't you talk to me? Say something, please. Ryosuke. Emi's eyes were filled with tears. Okawa, too, was cradling Katayama's head and looked like he'd been crying this whole time. His eyes were bright red and his nose was running. Yuya, still saying nothing, just walked over to Katayama's side, bent down and began examining his wound. We need to hurry. The 4 of us silently but unanimously agreed that our best course of action was to pick up Katayama and bring him out through the exit we discovered. And we had to be very, very quick about it or he would die. I could tell just by looking at him that his time was almost up. So our decision is going to be Katayama versus Mitsuki, it seems.
背負える？
Kizami, can you carry him?
あ、背に乗せるのを手伝ってくれ。
Yeah, I could use your help getting him up on my back though.
涼介、頑張れ。みんなが助けてくれるぞ。
Ryosuke, hang in there, we'll save you. As this was all going on, I had that nagging feeling that like I was forgetting something, like Mitsuki. Of course, Mitsuki! We had to go find her, we couldn't just leave her behind after all.
どうしよう、私。2階ちょっと見てきていい？美月の声が気になるんだ。遠くに行っちゃったら。
Yuya, do you mind if I run downstairs and look for Mitsuki? If she wanders too far, she might... I feel like they should have called out to her. Right? Like, at that point been like, Mitsuki! And she obviously would have. I feel like more often than not, if you can hear someone's voice, they can probably hear yours. Unless like the noise in each environment is so drastically different. I feel like you could have at least let Mitsuki know that you were there and have her start to come towards you as you go upstairs to check on people. He didn't even have to say anything this time. His eyes told the whole story. Got it. I know I can trust you with this task, they said. And that was enough for me. I shot off down the hall like a bullet. I was determined to find Mitsuki and rejoin everyone en route. I have a strange feeling this isn't gonna go so well. I hurried down to the second floor. But Mitsuki's voice was coming from even farther down. I'd have to keep going to the first floor, ahead of the others. Wow, there's like one long little cutscene. Admittedly, I don't mind though. He says that as we now are searching around. Alright, well, let's head to the first floor. I think that's what we were supposed to do. We can try going this way, and if this doesn't work, there's another staircase on the other side, so... Now we're on the first floor. Should I head towards the exit, maybe? I don't know. Mitsuki, where are you at? I feel like I should be looking at every, like, hallway now. Was she over by this area? Or she said it was, like, farther and farther away. Let's head up this way. Ah, here's where we need to be.
美月の声が聞こえた場所から考えると、これ以上先だと聞こえないよね。戻ってみよう。
No, if I've got this place mapped out right in my head, I'll just be getting farther and farther from where we heard her voice this way. I should go back. Interesting. I guess that's good to know. It's a thoroughly decomposed corpse. Having gone completely skeletal, it's virtually impossible to determine age or gender. Fortunately, the deceased name tag seems to have survived and identifies him as a male student from a trade school. Komashiro Trade School, Toru Takahashi. Alright. I still do want to, find all of those, you know, name tags and everything. It'd be really unfortunate if I did so well up until this point and then, you know, got lazy in the final chapter, so... We'll go room by room. Bear with me, guys. And we might run into Mitsuki along the way. I don't think, given that we didn't have, like, a cutscene or anything like that as we went to the exit, that would be the case, but... If I kept running in circles like this, I'd never find her. I was in a state of panic and I was allowing it to steer my path. Frustrated with the situation and with myself for choosing to give up and head back empty-handed, I forced myself to stop and turn. I was going to do what I should have done in the first place. Call out Mitsuki's name with everything I had in me and hope she responded.
美月！美月！どこ？みんないるよ！
We're all here. No answer. Just the cold, lonely sounds of rain and wind bearing down on this old, dilapidated building. What a great word, dilapidated. This may have been a fairly large school, but sound traveled well in here. If she were anywhere in this hallway, I'm sure she would have heard me. And if she were just merely only minutes ago, she definitely should have been around now. Could something have happened to her?
Mitsuki!
Very possible, given all the time we spent as Mitsuki in the other chapters. Mitsuki. I wonder if we are on like a timer basis at the moment. Like, I wonder if the game is actually keeping track of how long it's taking us. The door leading to the covered walkway, or out to the covered walkway, is frozen in place as if it's just a decoration. So we can't go there, not surprised, but you know, gotta be thorough. Let's check out this hallway block, and then we can head over back to the left. Is that a corpse there? Looks like it. There's a thoroughly decomposed corpse here. The name on its name tag sounds male, but it's a little hard to tell. Matsukaze Prefectural High School, Motohiro Suzuki. Alright, well I'm glad we got that one. Then let's head on over this way. I think that cutscene was supposed to indicate that she's probably not in this hallway. Oh, so that applies to that way as well. Okay, so she's definitely not down here like this. Then let's head on up. And then maybe we have to go to the first floor from the other way? Something like that, maybe? That's all I can really think of at the moment. We'll still go, you know, hallway by hallway, block by block, and keep moving forward, just to not miss any of these corpses. I hope there's some sort of, you know, reward for unlocking all of these. I'm pretty sure, at least in the previous game, there were bonus chapters, like those extra chapters, that were unlocked from, what's it called? That were unlocked by, you know, finding all the name tags and getting other endings and stuff. Of course, we can't go in the infirmary because we don't have the key. Thank you, Shimada, for being stupid like that. Anything here? Nope. Move on to the next one. I at least like that the searching music is pretty solid. It's always appreciated. Like I said, I don't think we're going to find anything in the classrooms or anything like that, but we might as well explore what we can. This is Corpse Party. They have a lot of hidden items and all that, and they can play quite a bit of a role in determining the outcome, even if they seem, you know, trivial at the time. What's going on here? It's a recently deceased corpse, still a bit warm. Based on appearance and uniform, this is most likely a high school boy. There's a student ID name tag on the ground next to him, but is that an alias? A fake ID? The name on the card seems highly suspicious. Kurashiki Industrial High School, Onda 4th Street. Onda 4th Street. That's got to be a reference to something. Maybe, I don't know. Onda 4th Street. I can't come up with anything, but now we're in a classroom. Just got all quiet. Gotta love it. Anything in here? Door's closed. Alright. Door seems like it might just be openable. Oh, so this, what do we find in here? It's a bunch of dishes. They must have been propped against the door. There are wet, bloody prints all over them. It's a little disturbing. It reminds me of a kind of prank / trap my dad pulled when he was in college. One of like the jokes is that whenever you host like a party or gathering or something at your house and you have, you know, like one like central bathroom per se, that's like your own personal bathroom, there's always going to be at least one person that's nosy enough to go through your cabinet. And the idea was they wanted to play a prank on this one person because it happened before, and they want to know, and they didn't want to have people running through, you know, rummaging through their like bathroom items. So real quick, there's student ID name tag, Karasuyama High School, and Megami Onda. Interesting. Is that related to the Onda we just heard? I thought the alias might have been used for a girl to get into an industrial high school if it were, you know, all male, but that'd be interesting if they did that. But yeah, so what they did was they actually filled the cabinet with marbles, like filled it to the brim, so that if someone opened it, marbles would just spill everywhere, and it would be so loud, and it would take so long to pick up. And sure enough, about like an hour into whatever party they were holding, they heard this huge, just like, I don't even know, like a bunch of marbles falling on the ground, and this scream associated with it. And sure enough, someone comes walking out of the bathroom, is like, sorry, there are all these marbles all over the place, and everybody knew. There's a large hole in the floor here. It's too big to jump over. Interesting. So, I guess we'll go in 2A, and then where else are we gonna go? There isn't much else to really travel to. Anything in here? Cabinet's locked. They have titles like The Truth of Ties and Adorababble Enough to Kill You. What in the world could that last one probably be about? It's interesting to say the least. This window is interesting. There's absolutely no scenery outside the window, just pitch blackness. And the window itself isn't budging at all. It simply will not open no matter how much force is exerted upon it. Okay. Anything? This announcement? The words "kill before you're killed" are scribbled all over the school flyer. Alright. Then it looks like we're heading back up. I don't know. I think we might have found Mitsuki in the infirmary. I don't remember from the previous chapter, but I think Mitsuki might have rested in the infirmary at one point. And I think that's the difference here. We're not going to find Mitsuki because of the whole key thing with Shimada. And it might be because of the route we took. Yikes. I think a lot of it might have to do with the route we took. As in, if we got to the exit by some other means, we might not have passed the infirmary on the way. But, what? Is that a... Yikes. And this is the guy that has led to a lot of deaths in the past. So naturally, this is probably not going to turn out well. I am going to save here. Let's save here just because I know it'll be useful. And you guys can see all these different save files we've had throughout this entire journey. So many of them. The question is, do we... you know what? I'm going to play this as if I'm trying to get the true ending. I'm pretty sure inspecting this ghosty boy is going to lead to a bad ending. So we'll save it, and if we beat the game, get the true ending and everything, we can come back and check it out. But for the time being, I don't know. Actually, no, I don't know, because I want to be able to, like, get the true ending and then be, you know, like, oh, we've gotten all the endings. So maybe, you know what? Let's do this, guys. My curiosity is killing me. It appears to be the ghost of a young boy. Oh, we're so looking closer. What's up, ghosty boy? Got you! Yeah. Oh, I know, don't worry. Didn't expect any less. The wrong end's gonna be like, all text on screen. You're stupid enough to inspect this boy at this point in the game? You've gotten all the wrong endings from the other chapters and you didn't think this would be your wrong end? Okay, so wrong end. That was a very lackluster wrong end, given just, you know, children laughing plus red screen. The game was like, come on, like you should know what happens when you inspect the boy at this point. And that's the only wrong end from the chapter, I guess. So, I guess, I don't know, the whole Shimada with the key thing and the infirmary maybe wasn't a deal breaker. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that's actually part of what the story's supposed to be. And yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'm interested now. I'm interested to see how it's all going to play out. Hopefully it's a happy ending, but who knows. Regardless, we'll find all that out in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you guys were curious enough to inspect the void to see what the wrong end would be along with me, and you're not frustrated with me for going for that wrong end. But yeah, I don't know how much left we have in Chapter 7. Like I said, I think it's going to be a shorter one. There aren't any more wrong ends left to get in Chapter 7, so I can play with a little bit more relaxation and play a little bit more comfortably knowing I'm not going to die at every turn. So that's good. But yeah, anyways, until the next episode, this has been Night Zero, and this mission is complete.